Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really embarking on an ambitious journey. We want to equip you with a fast track understanding of AI's critical best practices, its inherent risks, and the essential governance structures shaping this really transformative technology.
Exactly. Think of us as your guides.
Yeah, navigating a pretty comprehensive stack of insights just to make sure you're truly well informed.
That's right. Our mission today is basically to walk you through a series of foundational questions and, their profound implications related to AI. We're going beyond just the what. We really want to unpack the why behind effective AI governance and the crucial operational considerations for managing these systems and the nuanced methodologies involved in auditing them. For
Right.
anyone involved with or managing AI solutions, these are the insights that really, truly matter.
Absolutely. Our goal is to extract the most important nuggets of knowledge, maybe offer some surprising facts, and just ensure enough clarity to make even the most complex AI topics accessible and, genuinely engaging. So let's unpack this and dive right into the core of AI governance and risk, starting with, how AI fits into our existing systems.
AI governance and risk, understanding the foundation.
Okay, so to really set the stage, we need to establish a solid understanding of how AI integrates, the advantages it brings, but also, yeah, the inherent risks and, of course, those all-important ethical
That's
considerations.
what I'm saying.
This foundational knowledge is paramount before we go any deeper into the specifics.
Couldn't agree more.
So let's kick off with a really fundamental question about putting AI to work, in the real world. What, in your view, is the primary goal of taking an artificial intelligence model and integrating it with the software system?
That's a great starting point. It really highlights AI's transition from, research concept to something deployable, a practical tool.
Right.
Now, while an AI model's capacity for learning is mainly enhanced during its training, and strong security is vital throughout its life cycle, the core purpose of integrating it into a larger software system. That fundamentally centers on practical usability.
Usability, okay.
Yeah, it's about creating a seamless bridge for human interaction, making the AI's complex capabilities accessible to a broader audience for, real-world application.
Uh-huh.
Without that integration, it's just, a brilliant algorithm sitting in isolation somewhere.
I often think of it like building a user interface for a super smart brain. You wouldn't want that brilliant mind locked away in a server room. You want it to assist users and truly put that AI to work effectively.
Precisely.
Moving on then, if we think about the bigger picture, what would you say is the biggest advantage of using a comprehensive AI framework within an enterprise?
Well, it's tempting to think an AI framework is mainly about speeding up development or enabling specific technical features. That's part of it, sure.
Yeah.
But its most significant strategic benefit is actually providing that overarching guidance. This framework, it acts as a strategic compass, helping an organization ensure that its AI projects aren't just, technologically sound, but are deeply woven into the fabric of the organization's strategic objectives. And it ensures adherence to best practices, ethical standards.
Okay.
This prevents, fragmented or disjointed efforts and ensures every AI development serves a clear, purpose-driven goal. It aligns all your AI initiatives with your broader organizational goals and values.
Right. Here's where it gets really interesting. It's about strategy, not just speed.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a difference between just building something cool, maybe technically impressive, and building something that genuinely helps the entire business achieve its mission.
Well said.
Now, let's talk about the downside, the risks, specifically with deep learning models, which are, incredibly powerful. What would you identify as the primary risk when we use them in business-critical applications?
Deep learning models.
Hey,
Yeah, they're often described as black boxes, and for a very good reason.
right.
Their intricate, multi-layered structures make it incredibly difficult, sometimes, frankly, impossible, to trace why a particular decision was made.
Yeah.
And the real insight here isn't just that it's hard to debug. It's that this fundamental lack of explainability creates a profound, a governance crisis.
A crisis, wow.
How do you hold an AI accountable for a denied loan or a misdiagnosis or maybe a safety incident if no human, not even the developer, can definitively explain its reasoning.
Yeah.
This isn't just a technical challenge, it's a foundational threat to trust and ethical oversight, especially in those critical applications.
Imagine a scenario where a loan application gets denied by an AI and nobody, not even the technical team, can definitively say why. That's a huge problem for fairness, for accountability, and yeah, frankly, for trust.
Absolutely. It undermines the whole system.
So given the dynamic nature of the world, how do we keep these AI models fresh and relevant? What, in your opinion, best mitigates the effects of using outdated data in training AI models?
Well, outdated data directly impacts an AI model's accuracy and relevance. That's clear. The model's understanding of the world can quickly become obsolete if it's not continuously fed relevant current information. So, integrating new information retrieval techniques ensures that the model can actively pull and process the most up-to-date data available.
Okay.
This goes beyond just having high-quality data in general. It's specifically about the timeliness and the relevance of that data to the current operational context and, the dynamic real-world environment the AI operates in.
It's like ensuring your navigation system always has the latest road closures and traffic updates.
Exactly that.
You wouldn't want your navigation directing you down a road that's been under construction for a year, right?
Precisely.
This is about ensuring your AI isn't navigating with an outdated map.
Absolutely.
Let's clarify some fundamental concepts now. They're often conflated. What's the primary difference between supervised and unsupervised learning in AI models?
Right. This is a really foundational distinction in machine learning. Supervised learning, well, as the name suggests, it requires a supervisor, usually a human, to provide labeled examples. The model learns to map inputs to desired outputs based on these labels. Think of it as like learning with a textbook and an answer key.
Okay, got it.
Unsupervised learning, conversely, is given a mass of unlabeled data, and it's tasked with finding inherent patterns, structures, or relationships within that data on its own. It's often used for things like clustering or anomaly detection.
Right.
Understanding this difference is key to knowing when and where to apply each powerful technique. It's like distinguishing between learning from a meticulously organized library versus exploring a vast, unorganized archive to find hidden connections.
So supervised learning is like learning with a textbook and answer key, while unsupervised is like discovering patterns in a huge, unorganized library, making sense of it without prior explicit guidance. That clarifies it perfectly.
Exactly.
Now let's explore a fascinating and advanced area, generative adversarial networks, or GANs. How exactly do GANs enhance their ability to create such realistic data?
GANs are truly fascinating. They're built on this competitive dynamic. They consist of two distinct neural networks, a generator and a discriminator.
Okay, two parts.
Yeah. The generator's role is to create synthetic data, like highly realistic images or audio. The discriminator's job, on the other hand, is to try and identify whether the data it's seeing is real or if it was generated by its counterpart.
Like a detective.
Kind of, yeah. This simultaneous adversarial training process constantly pushes both networks to get better. The generator strives to create increasingly convincing fakes, while the discriminator improves at detecting them.
Ah.
And this results in the creation of incredibly authentic synthetic data. It's this iterative competition that drives their power and realism.
It's like an art forger constantly trying to fool an art detective and both getting better at their jobs over time.
That's a great analogy, yes.
That competitive cycle makes them incredibly powerful and allows them to create things we previously thought only humans could. Now, let's shift our discussion a bit to the broader organizational aspects of AI. Managing people, programs, strategic oversight. The human element, after all, is just as crucial as the technology.
Critically important.
So when it comes to fostering positive attitudes among employees towards embracing AI within an enterprise, what approach would you say is most likely to improve their outlook?
Well, AI adoption is just as much about managing the human impact as it is about implementing the tech itself.
Right.
Transparency, open communication, and crucially, involving employees directly through comprehensive training and establishing dedicated AI champions within departments.
Oh, those are vital.
AI champions, I like that.
Yeah. This approach helps to foster understanding. It alleviates common concerns, about job displacement or skill obsolescence, and it gives employees a voice. This proactive engagement builds trust and encourages positive attitudes. It makes them feel like partners in the transformation, not just subjects of it. You want them to feel like they're gaining new skills, not being replaced. Exactly. It's about making them part of the journey, not just subjects of it. That buy-in is absolutely essential for long-term success.
Totally agree.
Following up on that human impact, what's a key reason for integrating workforce analysis when an enterprise considers using artificial intelligence?
AI implementations, they inevitably alter existing job functions and sometimes create entirely new ones. Workforce analysis is, well, it's a strategic necessity.
Right.
It helps organizations proactively identify how roles will evolve, which existing skills might become redundant, and what new competencies will be required down the line.
Uh-huh.
This foresight allows organizations to plan for retraining, upskilling, reskilling programs, ensuring a smooth transition for their human capital and retaining valuable talent rather than losing it.
Right.
It's about preparing your team for the future of work, ensuring your most valuable asset, your people, are ready for the AI era.
So it really comes down to preparing your team for the future of work. That's a critical strategic move for any organization.
Absolutely critical.
When an IS auditor is evaluating the overall effectiveness of the AI development lifecycle during an AI program audit, what would best help them assess that effectiveness?
A truly holistic evaluation of AI effectiveness. It requires ongoing, tangible measurement. Program metrics provide continuous, almost real-time evidence of how effectively AI solutions are performing,
Right.
not just against technical specs, but critically against ethical standards, operational efficiency targets, and established risk management protocols throughout their entire life cycle.
Hmm.
This approach moves beyond isolated periodic checks to a continuous assurance model. It provides a much clearer, more dynamic picture of AI health.
Think of it as a constant dashboard, not just a periodic report card.
That's a perfect way to put it, yes.
So it's about seeing the AI's performance as a continuous flow, not just snapshot assessments. That makes a lot of sense for something so dynamic.
Exactly.
Let's discuss leadership. When an AI steering committee is developing the overall AI strategy, what should be their primary focus?
The AI steering committee is fundamentally a strategic body within an organization.
Right.
Their primary role isn't day-to-day project management, nor is it to conduct deep technical reviews of AI solutions. Instead, their high-level strategic oversight involves actively identifying and prioritizing emerging risks,
Okay.
whether they are ethical dilemmas, security vulnerabilities, or new regulatory challenges, and simultaneously spotting new opportunities that AI presents.
Hmm.
This ensures the organization's AI strategy remains agile, forward-looking, and aligned with overarching enterprise objectives.
Their role is like the compass and radar for the AI journey.
Exactly. Constantly scanning the horizon.
Constantly scanning the horizon for both storms and new islands of opportunity. That's a powerful image.
It fits, I think.
Prioritizing ethics is absolutely paramount in AI. What's the best approach to help an organization ensure ethical considerations are adequately addressed in its AI strategy?
Well, ethical concerns in AI are incredibly multifaceted. They can impact virtually every business function, HR, marketing, legal, you name it. So a dedicated cross-functional committee, purposefully including stakeholders from various departments, ensures that diverse perspectives are brought to bear on these ethical dilemmas.
Right, bringing everyone to the table.
Exactly. This fosters comprehensive oversight and accountability for ethical AI development and deployment, something that isolated KPIs or just contracting external specialists might miss. It embeds ethical thinking directly into the organizational structure.
It's about building ethics into the very DNA of the AI strategy,
Precisely.
making it an integral part of every decision, not just an afterthought or compliance checkbox.
Couldn't have said it better.
How do we monitor AI in action to catch those subtle shifts? What's the most important reason to implement model output monitoring for auditing artificial intelligence systems?
While basic functionality checks and identifying immediate errors are certainly important, AI models can subtly develop and, well, amplify biases over time. This can happen due to shifts in the real-world data they encounter, evolving system behaviors, or even unforeseen interactions within complex algorithms. Continuous output monitoring is specifically designed to detect these insidious biases and other unexpected behaviors.
Okay.
That traditional error reporting, which mostly focuses on technical malfunctions, might completely miss. This continuous oversight is critical for ensuring fairness, integrity, and preventing major ethical or operational failures down the road.
This is about proactive problem solving then. Catching those subtle issues before they become major ethical or operational failures that harm individuals or the business.
Yes, it's about being ahead of the curve.
It's really about being ahead of the curve.
Definitely.
Zooming out to the bigger picture of AI governance, What would you say is a key outcome of implementing robust governance practices for AI systems?
Governance provides the essential framework for responsible AI development and deployment. Its primary aim extends beyond mere technical performance. It's about ensuring that AI systems not only function effectively, but
Yep.
also align perfectly with the organization's broader ethical stance, its legal obligations, and its strategic objectives.
Hmm.
It provides the necessary structure to embed integrity, accountability, and a consistent approach to risk management across all AI initiatives.
It's the guardrails that keep AI on the right track,
That's it, exactly. Making sure it serves the organization's greater purpose.
making sure it serves the organization's greater purpose and values. That's a crucial distinction.
It is.
So if we're pinpointing ultimate accountability, who is most likely responsible for ensuring that an AI program adheres to ethical practices and regulations?
Right. While various individuals and teams, from IT ops to individual employees, play a part in ethical AI practices, the AI or IT Steering Committee, as the strategic body guiding the overall AI program, holds the ultimate responsibility.
The steering committee again.
Yes. Their purview is strategic oversight, which explicitly includes setting and overseeing adherence to ethical and legal standards across the entire enterprise. They ensure that ethical and regulatory compliance are integral to the AI strategy, not just operational details.
This emphasizes that ethical AI starts at the top. It's a leadership mandate,
It absolutely is, not just something delegated down the chain.
not just something delegated down the chain. Now let's delve into specific risks associated with AI skill gaps, adversarial attacks, third-party dependencies. These are some of the practical challenges that, well, keep leaders up at night.
They certainly do.
When an organization is forming its AI strategy and identifies a gap in properly skilled employees, what would best address that challenge?
Well, when an organization faces a significant and immediate skill gap in a new, rapidly evolving strategic area like AI, bringing in external consultants offers immediate specialized expertise.
Right, get the experts in.
Exactly. These external experts can provide critical guidance for strategic planning, help design initial implementations, and steer the organization in the right direction. Now, while developing internal capabilities through training existing personnel is a vital long-term strategy,
Of course.
external experts can bridge that immediate knowledge gap, preventing costly delays and missed opportunities during those critical early stages.
It's about getting the necessary knowledge now while you build your internal capabilities for the future.
Precisely. Short-term fix, long-term build.
It's like bringing in a master chef to train your kitchen staff.
Yeah,
You get the expertise you need immediately while building your internal capacity for the future.
that's a good way to think about it.
Now, let's explore some significant security threats. What is the primary security risk posed by adversarial attacks on machine learning models?
Adversarial attacks are a particularly insidious type of security threat. They're designed to subtly, often imperceptibly, alter the input data to a machine learning model.
Subtle.
Very subtle. This manipulation causes the ML model to misclassify information or make erroneous predictions, all without the attacker needing to directly steal the model itself or compromise the underlying system.
Wow.
And this can have significant operational or safety consequences, as the AI system is basically tricked into making bad decisions based on seemingly legitimate but poisoned inputs.
It's like tricking a highly sophisticated sensor with subtle camouflage,
Exactly. Making it see something that isn't really there.
making it see something that isn't really there. A really subtle and dangerous threat.
It is.
To ensure ethics are built in from the very start, what best ensures ethical considerations are included in the planning and design phases of the AI lifecycle?
Integrating ethical considerations early in the AI lifecycle is absolutely crucial.
Yeah.
A comprehensive preliminary risk assessment that is specifically expanded to include ethical and human rights impacts forces organizations to proactively identify and mitigate potential harms.
Proactively.
Yes, potential harms related to issues like bias, fairness, privacy before extensive development even begins. This is a much more proactive and effective approach than simply relying on, say, legal review or a narrow business case review after the fact.
This is about foresight then, anticipating potential problems and ethical dilemmas before they become real-world issues.
Exactly, and potentially PR nightmares.
Yeah.
It's truly building ethical considerations into the foundation.
It's truly building ethical considerations into the foundation.
Yeah.
Navigating external dependencies is a big part of AI development these days. What approach most effectively reduces risk associated with using third-party artificial intelligence solutions?
When an organization relies on third-party AI solutions, simply transferring the risk to the vendor or relying solely on, service-level agreements, it just isn't sufficient.
Right.
A shared responsibility model is far more effective. It clearly defines and delineates who is accountable for what aspects of the AI solution, from data governance and security to performance and ethical outcomes.
Okay, clear roles.
Exactly. This clarity is absolutely essential for effective risk management and ensuring a swift, coordinated incident response in these complex, multi-party AI ecosystems.
It's about leaving no room for ambiguity when things inevitably go wrong.
Precisely. Everyone knows their part, which is key for such complex systems.
Which is key for such complex systems. Let's turn our attention to a critical operational risk: model drift. What's the primary concern related to model drift in an AI solution?
Right, model drift. It occurs when the real-world data that an AI model processes begins to diverge significantly from the data it was originally trained on.
Uh-huh.
This divergence leads to a degradation in the model's performance, resulting in inaccurate or unreliable outputs over time. This can severely undermine the model's value and potentially cause significant business harm. It's a key ongoing operational challenge that demands continuous monitoring and recalibration.
Think of it like a navigation app that stops recognizing new roads or changes in traffic patterns, leading you astray in a constantly evolving city.
That's a perfect analogy. You're trying to get to a destination with an outdated map.
You're trying to get to a destination with an outdated map. So, what's the best course of action for an organization when AI-related risk exceeds acceptable levels, but that risk remains unavoidable?
Well, some risks, particularly in complex AI systems, they simply cannot be entirely eliminated. In such scenarios, the most responsible and effective strategy is to continuously monitor and manage them.
Okay, continuous monitoring.
Yes, a proactive risk monitoring strategy ensures that the organization remains acutely aware of changes in risk levels, enabling it to adapt its response and allocate resources effectively. This is about disciplined, ongoing risk management that aligns with the organization's overall risk appetite and strategic priorities.
It's about having your finger on the pulse of the risk, ready to react.
Exactly, rather than just hoping it doesn't get worse. Proactive monitoring is key.
Proactive monitoring is key. Now, let's consider the risks associated with adapting existing models, specifically using enterprise data to fine-tune a third-party pre-trained AI model. What's the biggest risk here?
Okay, so when you fine-tune a third-party AI model using your own sensitive enterprise data, you are essentially introducing your critical information into a system whose underlying integrity might be unknown or, frankly, vulnerable.
Right.
If the original model has inherent weaknesses, or if the supplier's security practices aren't robust, your proprietary or sensitive data could be severely compromised, leaked, or even poisoned.
Wow, poison too.
Yeah, this presents a massive confidentiality and privacy risk. It highlights that even with off-the-shelf AI, your data security ultimately remains your responsibility.
It's a critical reminder that even when using off-the-shelf AI, your data security is ultimately your responsibility. You're bringing your crown jewels into someone else's house.
That's a good way to put it, yes.
Let's talk about specific generative AI risks. In the context of securing data and maintaining confidentiality, what is the most significant risk associated with the use of generative AI, or Gen AI?
Generative AI models, by their very nature, learn from and are trained on vast data sets, which often contain sensitive or proprietary information. A model inversion attack is a sophisticated and concerning technique.
Model inversion.
Yes, where an attacker can query the model in a clever way to reconstruct or infer details about the original training data it was built upon.
Seriously.
Yes. This directly and severely threatens data confidentiality and can expose personal or proprietary information that was supposed to remain private. This is a serious concern for any organization handling sensitive data with Gen AI, as it fundamentally undermines the promise of privacy.
This is a serious concern for any organization handling sensitive data with Gen AI, as it fundamentally undermines the promise of privacy and could lead to major breaches.
It's a major risk vector.
Now, for the infrastructure dilemma. When deciding between in-house or cloud infrastructure for an AI application, what would be the most critical consideration?
This decision isn't a simple technical choice. It's a profound strategic trade-off.
Huh?
In-house infrastructure offers significantly more direct control, oversight, and the ability to personalize solutions to highly specific needs. However, it comes with substantial upfront and ongoing expenses and can be less adaptable to rapid changes in demand.
Right, the cost and inflexibility.
Exactly. Cloud infrastructure, conversely, offers immense scalability and often greater cost efficiency and adaptability,
Hmm.
but it may involve less direct control and requires reliance on a third-party provider.
Uh,
The critical consideration is finding the precise balance that aligns with the organization's unique operational needs, security requirements, and risk appetite,
it's a strategic decision that shapes the future of your AI capabilities.
and deeply impacts your budget and operational flexibility. It's not just a technical call.
Not just a technical call. Now, we'll shift our focus to protecting data, managing privacy, and ensuring compliance with regulations when dealing with AI, especially when those sensitive personal details are involved.
Very important area.
So, when we talk about data protection tools, what's a primary benefit of implementing privacy-enhancing technologies, or PETs, in AI systems?
Privacy-enhancing technologies, PETs. They're specifically designed with one core purpose: to minimize privacy risks while still allowing valuable data utilization.
Okay.
By implementing PETs, organizations enable individuals to have greater control over their personal data, often through techniques that allow data to be used for analysis without directly revealing identifying information.
Ah, okay.
This directly helps ensure compliance with stringent privacy regulations like GDPR and builds essential trust with users. It's about empowering individuals in an age of pervasive data use.
Giving them more say over their digital footprint?
Exactly.
Giving them more say over their digital footprint, that's a huge step forward for user trust.
It really is.
When building privacy into AI development, what would be most effective in ensuring adequate data privacy when developing an AI solution?
Data anonymization is a fundamental and highly effective technique for protecting privacy during the development and use of AI models. It involves processes that make it significantly harder, if not impossible, to trace sensitive data back to individual persons, even in the event of a data breach.
Right.
By rendering data anonymous, organizations can still leverage its insights for AI training and operation while drastically reducing the risk of compromising individual privacy.
It's about making sure data can't be linked back to you personally.
Exactly. Even if it's being used to train a very smart AI. That's a crucial layer of protection.
That's a crucial layer of protection. To sustain privacy across the entire AI lifecycle, what's a best practice to ensure AI solutions adhere to established privacy and data management policies?
Well, data within an AI solution's lifecycle often undergoes multiple transformations and moves through various storage locations and systems. A critical best practice for maintaining robust privacy and data management is to ensure that privacy and data governance controls are consistently applied and persist throughout this entire data journey.
Persist. Okay.
Yes, from its initial collection at the source to its final storage within the AI system's data lake, maintaining continuous compliance is vital. This prevents gaps in protection where data could become vulnerable.
Data privacy isn't a one-time check then. It's a continuous chain of custody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Must be maintained at every single step. That's a profound point for data managers.
That's a profound point for data managers. Highlighting sensitive data governance now, what governance practice is most essential when transmitting employee medical data to a third-party large language model?
Right. When dealing with highly sensitive categories of data, like employee medical records, especially when involving external third-party systems like large language models, granular visibility and control are absolutely paramount. Maintaining a detailed inventory of data flows, knowing exactly how the data moves, where it resides, and who has access to it at every stage, provides the necessary transparency and control for effective data governance and compliance.
You can't adequately protect or audit what you don't track.
Precisely. It's like trying to secure a vault without knowing where all the entrances and exits are, making that inventory absolutely essential.
Making that inventory absolutely essential. When securing communications with large language models, what would best ensure privacy when using third-party LLMs for sensitive data processing?
Encryption.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental and, frankly, non-negotiable security measure, particularly when dealing with sensitive data that is transmitted to external services like third-party LLMs.
Right.
By encrypting all communications, you ensure that even if the data is intercepted during transit, whether it's employee medical records or proprietary business info, it remains unreadable and unintelligible to unauthorized parties. This safeguards privacy and confidentiality during that crucial transit phase.
It's like locking your valuables in a strongbox before sending them through the mail.
Exactly. It's basic, but absolutely essential security when dealing with sensitive information.
Absolutely essential. For IT auditors assessing a third-party large language model's data handling practices to comply with privacy regulations, what should they prioritize?
Okay, so while reviewing a vendor's internal data privacy policies can offer some insight into their practices, formal contractual agreements are legally binding and enforceable.
Right, the contract.
Yes. For an IT auditor, these specific contractual data protection clauses are absolutely critical. They hold the third-party LLM provider legally accountable for their handling of sensitive data, setting clear expectations, and ensuring compliance with privacy regulations. Without these clauses, an organization has significantly less leverage to enforce compliance.
It's about having the legal teeth to enforce data privacy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And holding your vendors accountable. That makes a lot of sense, having that legal backing.
Having that legal backing. Identifying the biggest risk. What is the most significant risk associated with medical data being transmitted to a third-party large language model?
The moment highly sensitive medical data leaves the direct control and infrastructure of the originating enterprise and is transmitted to a third-party system, the risk of unauthorized access or misuse escalates dramatically. This loss of direct control means the enterprise is relying entirely on the third party's security posture and practices. Should that third party experience a breach or mishandle the data, the consequences for patient privacy and regulatory compliance can be severe, making unauthorized access the paramount concern.
It highlights the critical importance of vetting third-party vendors and ensuring robust contractual agreements.
Absolutely. It's a leap of faith that demands meticulous due diligence.
Demands meticulous due diligence. This final part of the governance section covers ethical assessments, industry standards, and the intersection of AI with human rights.
Crucial intersections.
Focusing on ethical development, what type of assessment would be best prioritized during AI solution development to address ethical issues effectively?
A Fundamental Rights Impact Assessment, or FRIA.
FRIA.
Okay. It goes beyond basic risk or privacy assessments by specifically and deeply evaluating AI's potential impact on human rights and broader societal well-being. This comprehensive approach is crucial for addressing the complex ethical challenges posed by AI, particularly in sensitive applications like public services, healthcare, or justice. It forces organizations to proactively identify, analyze, and plan mitigation for any negative outcomes or potential harm to individuals' fundamental rights from the very outset of development.
It's about ensuring AI serves humanity, not harms it.
Precisely. By deeply embedding human rights considerations into its design. That's a truly proactive ethical stance.
That's a truly proactive ethical stance. Now let's consider the role of academic research. How would academic research best inform best practices for AI solutions?
Well, academic research is a vital engine for innovation and understanding in the AI field. While it certainly influences the establishment of industry standards and regulatory frameworks, its primary contribution to best practices for AI solutions is by providing deep, often theoretical insights into emerging trends, potential risks, and novel solutions. This research explores boundaries and offers a forward-looking perspective across various industries, finance, healthcare, energy, retail, informing how AI can be deployed more effectively and responsibly.
It's the intellectual fuel that drives practical innovation in AI.
Exactly. Pushing the boundaries of what's possible and what's responsible. That's a powerful way to look at it.
That's a powerful way to look at it. When deploying machine learning models for automated decision-making, what governance concern is most critical?
For any AI system that is making automated decisions, especially in highly regulated or sensitive industries like finance, healthcare, or legal, compliance with applicable legal and ethical regulations and industry standards is absolutely paramount.
Right, compliant.
Yes. This ensures fairness, transparency, and accountability in the decision-making process. Failing to meet these compliance requirements can lead to significant legal penalties, severe reputational damage, and, most importantly, biased or discriminatory outcomes for individuals.
Compliance isn't just a checkbox, it's the very foundation of responsible AI.
It's non-negotiable. Absolutely.
Non-negotiable. From a global perspective on risk, what consideration is most important when aligning AI risk management practices with international frameworks?
In our increasingly globalized world, AI systems often operate across different national and international jurisdictions,
Right.
each with its own set of varying regulations, standards, and ethical guidelines.
It's complex.
Very. Therefore, the ability to design and implement AI systems that can comply with diverse international standards while remaining flexible and adaptable enough to adjust to evolving requirements is crucial. This adaptability is key for managing AI risk effectively, especially for organizations with a global footprint or those looking to expand internationally.
This means designing AI systems that can speak many languages of compliance.
That's a great way to phrase it, allowing them to operate seamlessly and responsibly worldwide. That's a strategic imperative.
That's a strategic imperative. Let's consider a real-world ethical dilemma. An enterprise is approached by a benefits vendor using a proprietary LLM to reduce medical insurance costs. HR sends an anonymized set of employee health information to the vendor. What is the primary ethical concern here?
Okay, even if the data is anonymized, sharing sensitive employee medical data, particularly with a third-party vendor and without explicit authorization or transparent communication to the employees themselves, can severely erode trust.
Right, the trust issue.
Exactly. The primary ethical concern here centers on privacy and the potential breach of the psychological contract with employees. This can have significant moral and reputational consequences for the enterprise, far outweighing any potential cost savings.
It's a clear example of how even well-intentioned data sharing can create serious ethical pitfalls.
And damage employee relations. Trust, once broken, is incredibly hard to rebuild.
Incredibly hard to rebuild. When looking at third-party large language model vendors and their AI risk management practices, what would be the organization's first priority?
Before an organization considers any other aspect of a third-party LLM vendor, ensuring that their data handling practices meet all applicable legal and regulatory requirements is the absolute first and most critical step.
The baseline.
Yes, the foundational compliance. This protects the organization from significant legal liabilities, regulatory fines, and severe reputational damage. It establishes the baseline for reliable and responsible data management, and without it, no other risk management practice can truly be effective.
Compliance is the absolute baseline. If they don't meet that, nothing else matters. You have to start there.
Absolutely, start there.
For a high-impact AI system like one used for medical diagnostic applications, what type of assessment should an organization conduct to verify its significant impact on patient care?
Given the direct and profound impact on patients' access to care, which directly touches upon fundamental human rights, a fundamental rights impact assessment, the FRA we mentioned, is the most appropriate and comprehensive assessment.
The FRA again.
Yes. A FRIA specifically evaluates the potential influence of an AI system on human rights and broader community standards. This deep ethical dive is essential for ensuring the responsible and ethical deployment of AI in such high-stakes scenarios where human well-being is directly affected.
When human lives are on the line, the deepest ethical dive, FRIA, is required to ensure no stone is left unturned.
It's an absolute necessity, no question.
An absolute necessity. How can organizations best ensure that their AI solutions align with ethical principles and societal values?
Simply following industry standards or conducting regular audits of AI system outputs might not be sufficient to ensure true ethical alignment. Proactively assessing the ethical implications of AI solutions, for instance, through comprehensive FRIAs, helps to identify and address potential negative impacts on humans and society much earlier in the AI lifecycle.
Right, being proactive.
Exactly. This proactive stance embeds ethical considerations into the design and development, ensuring a deeper and more sustained alignment with ethical principles and societal values from the ground up.
It's about building ethics in from the ground up, not just checking for them at the end.
It's about designing for good, which feels much more robust.
Designing for good, that feels much more robust.
AI operations, managing the AI lifecycle.
Okay, this section delves into the practicalities of operating AI systems. We're talking data management, solution development, change management, ongoing supervision. This is where the rubber meets the road, really.
Yeah, the day-to-day realities.
So when we talk about data privacy during AI model development, what is most important for ensuring the privacy of that data?
The principle of least privilege. It's a cornerstone of robust data security and privacy.
Least privilege.
Yes. It dictates that employees or systems are granted only the absolute minimum level of access necessary to perform their specific job functions or tasks. For AI model development, this means meticulously limiting access to sensitive training data based on a strict classification level.
Okay.
Implementing this principle significantly reduces the risk of unauthorized access, misuse, or inadvertent data exposure, thereby bolstering data privacy throughout the development lifecycle.
It's about protecting sensitive data by limiting who can see it and what they can do with it.
Creating those digital need-to-know boundaries. Simple, yet profoundly effective.
Simple yet profoundly effective. What attribute best ensures that an artificial intelligence model retrieves the most up-to-date data?
That would be data currency.
Currency.
Yeah, data currency specifically refers to the timeliness and freshness of data. For an AI model to make accurate, relevant, and reliable predictions or decisions in a dynamic real-world environment, it is absolutely crucial that it is fed data that reflects the current state of affairs.
Right.
Relying on outdated information can lead to erroneous outputs and degrade model performance. While data relevance, availability, confidentiality, they're all important attributes, currency specifically addresses the need for the data to be current and up to date.
It's like checking the expiration date on your AI's information.
Exactly. You want the freshest possible input to ensure it's making relevant decisions.
Making relevant decisions. When AI developers aim for impartiality in decision-making, what is the most important consideration for tackling bias at the data level?
Impartiality in AI decisions is intrinsically linked to the quality and representativeness of the training data. If the training data contains biases, the AI model will learn and often amplify those biases in its decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Data balancing techniques are specifically designed to address this by ensuring that different populations, demographic groups, or specific data attributes are not over or underrepresented in the training data set.
Okay, balancing it out.
Exactly. This direct mitigation of skewed data is crucial for achieving fairness and accuracy in AI solutions, preventing discriminatory outcomes.
It's the old adage, garbage in, garbage out.
Pretty much. If your training data is skewed, your AI will be too. It's fundamental.
It's fundamental. Beyond just technical roles, what's the main role of a data steward concerning data used by artificial intelligence?
A data steward plays a critical and comprehensive role in ensuring the overall health, reliability, and ethical use of data, particularly when it comes to AI. They act as custodians, overseeing the entire data lifecycle for AI applications.
The whole life cycle.
Yes, from its initial collection and rigorous cleansing to ongoing governance practices. Their meticulous oversight of data quality, accuracy, and compliance directly ensures that the AI system produces reliable, trustworthy, and ethical outputs.
They are the frontline defenders of data integrity, then.
You could say that. The unsung heroes making sure the AI's food source is healthy and clean, enabling it to perform its best. It's a role of immense responsibility.
Immense responsibility. Here's a technical data preparation question. Which categorical data encoding technique assigns a unique integer for each data category?
That would be label encoding.
Label encoding.
Yeah, it's a straightforward and common technique used in data preprocessing, where each unique category in a data set is assigned a distinct integer. For instance, if you have categories like red, green, blue, label encoding might assign red 1, green 2, blue 3.
Okay.
This converts non-numerical categorical data into a numerical format that machine learning models can readily process.
It's like giving each color a number so the computer can understand them.
A simple way to translate human concepts for machine processing. Very clear.
Very clear. When a machine learning model inaccurately captures dominant patterns in training data, what phenomenon is occurring?
That's called underfitting.
Underfitting.
Yes, underfitting happens when a machine learning model is too simplistic or hasn't been trained sufficiently on the given data. This results in the model failing to capture the significant underlying patterns or relationships present in the training data. Consequently, the model performs poorly not only on the training data itself, but also, crucially, on new unseen data, because it hasn't learned enough to generalize effectively. It's the opposite problem of overfitting, where the model learns too much detail, including noise.
It's like trying to explain a complex topic with only a few bullet points. You miss the nuance.
And you can't truly understand it. That's a great analogy.
That's a great analogy. What is the primary data privacy risk when using artificial intelligence for large-scale data analysis?
AI models often perform best with vast amounts of data, creating a strong temptation for organizations to collect more data than is strictly necessary for a given purpose. This data gluttony, or overcollection.
Data gluttony, huh?
Yeah, it's a primary privacy risk because it means more sensitive information is gathered, stored, processed, and potentially exposed. If this excessive data collection goes beyond the defined and necessary scope for the intended analysis, it can significantly increase privacy concerns and compliance risks.
It's the digital equivalent of hoarding, but with personal information.
Exactly. More data means more responsibility and more risk, which is a major red flag for privacy.
Major red flag. From an IS auditor's perspective, when reviewing an enterprise's data management processes for AI solutions, what would be their main consideration?
Data pipelines for AI solutions often involve integrating and aggregating data from numerous disparate sources. A critical consideration for an IS auditor is to ensure that as this data moves and is transformed, its associated privacy and security controls, like anonymization, access restrictions, encryption, are consistently and correctly transferred and applied to the new data storage location.
Okay.
This ensures continuous data protection and ongoing compliance with organizational policies and relevant regulations throughout the data's lifecycle.
It's about making sure data stays protected no matter where it travels within your system.
Like a secure package with its seals intact, that continuous protection is paramount.
That continuous protection is paramount. After an ML model is deployed, how can we most effectively address data drift and prevent its performance from degrading?
Right. Data drift is an inherent and ongoing challenge once an ML model is deployed, as real-world data patterns inevitably evolve. The most effective and widely adopted strategy to combat this is through regular and periodic retraining of the ML model using current, updated datasets.
Regular retraining.
Yes. This allows the model to continuously learn from the latest data distributions and patterns, thereby maintaining its accuracy, relevance, and overall effectiveness in a dynamic environment.
It's like giving your AI regular refreshers to keep its knowledge current and relevant.
You wouldn't rely on a map from 1990 for navigation today, right?
Right, exactly. When a dataset has a particular class of data that is significantly overrepresented in the training data, what would best address this issue?
That would be data balancing.
Data balancing again.
Yes. Data balancing is a comprehensive term that encompasses various techniques specifically designed to mitigate the effects of imbalanced data sets. When one class of data is significantly overrepresented, the AI model can become biased towards that majority class, performing poorly on the underrepresented minority classes.
Right.
Techniques like undersampling the majority class or oversampling the minority class create a more equitable distribution. This is crucial for preventing bias and ensuring the model learns equally from all categories,
It ensures the AI gives fair attention to all types of data.
regardless of their prevalence in the initial data set. That's key for truly fair and robust AI.
That's key for truly fair and robust AI. When using AI for categorizing data, what is most essential to ensure adherence to privacy standards?
To adhere to any privacy standards or regulations, the foundational step is accurately identifying what sensitive information you are dealing with within your dataset.
Knowing what's sensitive.
Exactly. If an AI system is categorizing data, its ability to precisely detect and flag sensitive information is paramount. This enables the organization to then apply appropriate protection measures, anonymization, encryption, restricted access, ensuring that this sensitive data is handled in strict compliance with privacy regulations and organizational policies.
You can't protect secrets if you don't know where they are.
Accurate detection is definitely the first line of defense for privacy, no question.
First line of defense, what's the best method to reduce the dimensionality of data and significantly improve model efficiency?
There would be feature selection.
Feature selection.
Yes, feature selection is a powerful technique in machine learning that involves identifying and choosing only the most relevant and impactful features or variables from a dataset for the model to learn from. By reducing the number of dimensions, the number of features, you effectively remove noise and redundant information.
Okay.
This simplifies the model, speeds up training, and improves overall efficiency by focusing on the most predictive and informative data without losing significant predictive power.
It's about cutting out the noise and focusing on what truly matters.
To make the AI smarter and faster, efficiency and clarity are big wins there.
Big wins there. This section moves into the specifics of how AI solutions are built, from design to deployment, looking at the entire development lifecycle.
Right, building blocks.
So, when developing an artificial intelligence model, what best describes the effect of selecting a large number of features?
Well, while often more data is considered better, selecting an excessive number of features, especially if many of them are irrelevant or contain noise, can paradoxically lead to significant problems. It substantially increases the risk of overfitting, where the model memorizes the training data too well, including its random fluctuations, and consequently performs poorly on new, unseen data. It also reduces the clarity and interpretability of the model, making it harder to understand which features genuinely influence its decisions.
It's like trying to understand a complex story with too many unnecessary details. You lose the main plot.
And get bogged down in minutia.
Yep.
That paints a vivid picture.
Yeah, it's a vivid picture. When it comes to allowing users to understand the results of a machine learning algorithm, what would most likely be used?
That's where explainable artificial intelligence, or XAI, comes in. Yes, XAI is an entire field dedicated to addressing the black box problem prevalent in many complex AI models, particularly deep learning. XAI specifically focuses on making these AI models more transparent, understandable, and interpretable to humans.
Okay.
It provides methods and tools to understand why an AI made a particular decision or prediction rather than just knowing what decision it made. This transparency fosters crucial user trust, facilitates regulatory compliance, and enables more ethical and responsible AI deployment,
XAI pulls back the curtain on the AI's thought process.
allowing us to peek inside the black box and understand its reasoning. That's a huge step for accountability.
A huge step for accountability. Let's consider AI's broader impact. What can help address concerns related to the environmental impact of generative artificial intelligence?
Generative AI models are incredibly computationally intensive, requiring significant energy consumption for both training and inference. To address their environmental impact, a highly effective strategy is to optimize algorithmic efficiency.
Efficiency.
Yes. This means designing or refining algorithms to achieve the desired results with less computational power, fewer processing cycles, and fewer data requests. By making the algorithms themselves more efficient, you directly reduce the energy consumption and, consequently, the environmental footprint associated with running these powerful AI systems.
It's about making AI smarter, not just bigger, to be more sustainable in the long run.
Exactly. It's great to see that environmental aspect being considered more now.
It is. What is the most significant factor contributing to the failure of AI projects within an enterprise?
Hmm. While technical challenges, high costs, or difficulties with traditional development methodologies are common hurdles, the most fundamental reason why many AI projects fail to launch or achieve sustained success is a profound disconnect between the AI solution and the actual business needs or strategic goals of the organization.
Ah, the alignment piece.
Exactly. If an AI project doesn't clearly solve a defined business problem, deliver demonstrable value, or align with overarching organizational priorities, it's highly likely to be abandoned, regardless of its technical sophistication.
If you don't know why you're building it and how it fits into the bigger picture, it's probably not worth building at all.
That's a crucial strategic lesson. You said it.
To prevent AI models from memorizing their training data, what would most likely reduce the risk of model overfitting during training?
Right, overfitting. It's a common problem where an AI model learns the training data too well, essentially memorizing it rather than learning generalizable patterns.
Hmm.
This leads to excellent performance on the training data, but poor performance on new, unseen data.
Mm-hmm.
Reducing the number of features, the variables used in the model, simplifies it. This simplification makes the model less likely to memorize specific training examples and significantly improves its ability to generalize and perform well on unseen data,
Mm-hmm.
which is crucial for real-world applicability,
It's like focusing on the core principles instead of getting lost in every tiny detail.
allowing for broader understanding. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. When an IS auditor is trying to ensure the completeness of artificial intelligence training data, what would best help them?
That would be data imputation.
Imputation.
Yes. Missing values are a very common problem that can significantly affect the completeness and overall quality of training data for AI models. If a dataset has gaps, the AI might learn incomplete or skewed patterns. Data imputation is a technique specifically used to fill in these missing values using various statistical or machine learning methods.
Okay.
By intelligently replacing missing data, imputation helps ensure that the dataset is as whole and accurate as possible, allowing the AI model to learn effectively and reliably.
It's about filling in the blanks to get a full and accurate picture for the AI.
Exactly. That's a crucial step for data integrity.
Crucial step. So if an enterprise is acquiring data sets for a new AI model and the data engineer is currently cleaning and pre-processing that data, which stage of the AI lifecycle best categorizes the project's current state?
Okay, the AI lifecycle typically moves through stages like design, development, evaluation, and deployment. While the design phase precedes it, the hands-on activities of data collection and pre-processing, which include rigorous cleaning, transformation, and preparation of data to meet the model's specific requirements, are fundamental components of the development stage. This is where the raw materials are refined and made ready for the actual model building process.
It's like preparing your ingredients before you start cooking a complex meal,
Exactly. You're deep into the actual building process, not just planning anymore.
not just planning. This section now focuses on change management, specifically adapting to changes related to AI systems, including data, models, and crucial human roles.
Right, managing the evolution.
When overseeing data transformations in AI systems, what's the most important component of an IT change management program?
AI models are highly sensitive to the characteristics and quality of their input data. Therefore, tracking any changes in data, whether it's the structure, format, source, or underlying patterns, is absolutely vital.
Tracking the data.
Yes, these data transformations can profoundly impact an AI model's performance, reliability, and accuracy, potentially leading to model drift or biased outcomes. A robust change management program for AI must prioritize meticulously tracking these data changes to understand their influence and proactively manage any resulting impacts on AI effectiveness.
It's about maintaining a clear lineage of your AI's diet to ensure its health.
Exactly. You need to know if the food source changes. It's critical.
It's critical. What would best ensure the sustainable adoption of an AI initiative by employees within an organization?
Fostering a sense of community, shared responsibility, and open dialogue among employees is crucial for the long-term, sustainable adoption of any new technology, especially AI. An online forum provides an accessible, low-barrier space where users can openly ask questions, share their experiences, learn from their peers, and address concerns without fear of judgment. This peer-to-peer learning and problem-solving is often far more effective than top-down mandates or simple KPIs in building understanding and alleviating skepticism.
It's about building a supportive community around the new technology.
Empowering employees to help each other navigate the changes. That's a very human-centered approach.
A very human-centered approach. What best helps employees effectively adjust to adjustments in job duties related to the implementation of artificial intelligence?
Bringing the actual end users of the AI solution into the design process from the very beginning is profoundly impactful.
Involving the users early.
Yes. This early involvement ensures that the AI system is developed to meet their real-world needs, addresses their specific workflows, and integrates smoothly into their existing job functions. This co-creation fosters a strong sense of ownership and buy-in, significantly reduces anxiety about job changes, and makes employees much more receptive to adapting their roles.
Right.
It leads to higher adoption rates and a more successful AI implementation overall,
It's about empowering employees to shape the future they'll be living in.
rather than having it imposed upon them. That sounds like a recipe for success.
Sounds like a recipe for success. How best can an enterprise handle an emergency change to an artificial intelligence model when retraining of the model is not feasible?
Okay, in emergency situations where a full, resource-intensive retraining of an AI model isn't immediately feasible, implementing rigorous input-output validation acts as a crucial safety net.
Input-output validation.
Yes. This involves external controls that filter problematic or unexpected inputs before they even reach the AI model and validate its outputs before they're used. This shielding effectively inoculates the system from bad data or unexpected model behavior, mitigating immediate risks without requiring a complete model overhaul.
It's like putting up a quality control checkpoint before and after the AI processes anything.
A rapid containment strategy when a full overhaul isn't an option.
Exactly.
A rapid containment strategy. What describes the primary purpose of observing the predictions an artificial intelligence solution makes? Continuously observing the predictions and outputs of an AI solution in real time or near real time is vital for proactive management. This vigilance allows organizations to detect subtle shifts in data patterns, identify anomalies, and spot performance degradation, often referred to as model drift.
Right, spotting the drift.
Yeah. This ongoing observation provides critical insights, enabling organizations to effectively manage and respond to changes in underlying data or the model itself, ensuring the system adapts accurately and maintains its effectiveness in a dynamic environment.
It's about ensuring the AI remains responsive and relevant in a dynamic world.
Like a vigilant radar watching for any shifts in conditions. It's an ongoing process.
An ongoing process. When modifications to data sources are made, what is essential to include in the change management plan of an organization's AI system to maintain performance and reliability?
Modifications to data sources are a primary and common trigger for data drift, which can severely impact an AI model's performance and reliability. Therefore, a robust AI change management plan must explicitly include mechanisms to actively detect this data drift.
Detect the drift. Okay.
And equally important is ensuring that data pre-processing steps like cleaning, normalization, formatting are standardized and consistently applied even when source data changes. This consistency in input preparation is critical for maintaining the model's operational expectations and overall reliability.
It's about keeping your AI's diet consistent, even if the ingredients change slightly.
To prevent upset stomachs and erratic behavior, a very practical concern.
Yeah, very practical concern. This part focuses on monitoring, evaluating, and overseeing AI outputs and decisions for accuracy, fairness, and ongoing effectiveness. It's the vigilance required post-deployment.
Keeping an eye on things.
What is the primary function of model cards in artificial intelligence testing?
Model cards serve as a standardized form of documentation that provides a concise yet comprehensive overview of an AI model. They typically detail its performance metrics across various datasets, its intended use cases, known limitations, potential biases, and ethical considerations. This transparent documentation is incredibly valuable in AI testing, as it helps users, developers, auditors understand the model's behavior, its boundaries, and informs responsible deployment and targeted testing strategies to ensure it's used appropriately.
Think of it like a nutritional label or an instruction manual for your AI model.
Giving you the essential facts at a glance. That's a simple way to think about a complex tool.
Yeah. A simple way to think about a complex tool. What is essential for ensuring an artificial intelligence model maintains its effectiveness over time?
The effectiveness of AI models is not static. It can degrade significantly over time. This degradation often stems from data drift or concept drift, changes in the relationship between inputs and outputs. Continuous and proactive monitoring of both the input data streams and the model's actual outputs is essential to detect these subtle or overt shifts. This vigilance enables timely intervention like retraining or adjustments to ensure the model maintains its accuracy and relevance.
It's about keeping a vigilant eye on your AI's health indicators.
Like a doctor checking vitals to catch issues before they become serious. Constant monitoring is key.
Constant monitoring is key. Who would most likely assist IT management in assessing the accuracy and effectiveness of implemented artificial intelligence solution outputs?
That would be data scientists.
Data scientists.
Yeah. Data scientists possess the specialized expertise required to accurately assess the accuracy and effectiveness of AI solution outputs. They have deep knowledge in data analysis, statistical methods, machine learning algorithms, and the interpretation of complex model metrics.
Right.
While AI developers build the algorithms and other teams might provide operational insights, data scientists are uniquely equipped to properly evaluate model outputs, identify subtle issues like bias or performance degradation, and provide data-driven recommendations for improvement.
They are the doctors who can interpret the AI's symptoms.
And diagnose underlying issues from its performance data. Makes sense you need that specialized analytical skill.
Need that specialized analytical skill. When an IS auditor notes significant discrepancies in outcomes between the training data and the testing data of an AI system, what may be the cause of this issue?
This is a classic and common problem in machine learning called overfitting.
Overfitting again.
Yes, overfitting occurs when an AI model learns the training data too well, essentially memorizing specific examples and even noise within that data set, rather than learning generalizable patterns. This results in the model achieving very high accuracy on the data it was trained on, but performing poorly when presented with new, unseen data like the testing data set.
Right.
The significant discrepancies observed between training and testing outcomes are a telltale sign of overfitting.
It's like studying only the exact questions from a practice test, then failing the real exam when the questions are phrased even slightly differently.
The learning wasn't generalized.
Exactly. The learning wasn't generalized. Which type of bias would explain an artificial intelligence solution showing signs of gender discrimination in decision-making?
That would likely be systemic bias.
Systemic?
Yes, systemic bias in AI typically results from inherent biases embedded within the data collection procedures or from the existing biases present in the institutions, societal structures, or historical practices from which the training data was drawn.
It reflects the real world's bias.
Often, yes. These biases are deeply ingrained in the processes and data itself, rather than being a statistical anomaly or human judgment error during AI operation. Such systemic biases can lead to unfair or discriminatory outcomes against particular social categories, like gender, as the AI reflects and amplifies the existing prejudices it learned from the data.
It's a reminder that AI can mirror and amplify human biases if not carefully managed.
And rigorously audited for systemic issues. That's a crucial point for fairness.
A crucial point for fairness. What is the most effective way to ensure that machine learning models remain reliable and accurate over time?
The reliability and accuracy of machine learning models are not static guarantees. They can degrade over time due to various factors we've discussed. The most effective way to ensure their sustained performance is through continuous model performance monitoring.
Continuous monitoring again.
Yes, this proactive approach allows for the real-time or near real-time detection of performance degradation, emerging biases, or shifts in data patterns. This constant vigilance enables timely interventions, such as retraining or recalibration, ensuring the model remains accurate and reliable throughout its operational lifespan.
It's an ongoing health check for your AI.
Ensuring it stays in peak condition to deliver consistent, reliable results. You wouldn't skip your annual physical
We
round.
wouldn't skip your annual physical. What would most likely affect the relevance and accuracy of artificial intelligence model real-time decision-making over time?
That's model drift again.
Model drift.
Yes. Model drift, as we discussed, occurs when the real-world data patterns or the underlying relationships between inputs and outputs change significantly over time, diverging from what the AI model was originally trained on. This phenomenon has a particularly pronounced and negative impact on the relevance and accuracy of AI models used for real-time decision-making.
Right.
In applications requiring immediate and precise decisions, the AI's understanding of the current reality can quickly become outdated, leading to flawed or irrelevant outputs.
It's the AI equivalent of an old map in a rapidly changing city.
It quickly loses its relevance and can lead you astray. It's a constant challenge.
A constant challenge. What is essential to ensure that artificial intelligence solutions meet ethical guidelines?
While robust algorithms, clean data, and clear policies are foundational, human involvement in oversight activities is absolutely essential to ensure that AI solutions truly align with ethical guidelines and societal values.
Human oversight.
Yes. Humans can provide critical context, intervene when an AI's behavior becomes questionable or harmful, interpret complex outcomes, and ensure accountability. Purely technical measures alone might miss nuanced ethical considerations, making human judgment and ethical reasoning irreplaceable in guiding AI towards responsible behavior.
It's the human touch that truly keeps AI on the ethical path.
Acting is the ultimate moral compass. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Why is it essential for artificial intelligence solutions to be transparent and understandable?
Transparency and understandability are paramount for building and maintaining trust in AI solutions among all stakeholders, employees, customers, regulators, the public.
Trust.
Exactly. When people can comprehend how an AI solution arrives at its decisions, they are significantly more likely to trust its outcomes, accept its deployment, and rely on its insights. Lack of transparency, conversely, can lead to suspicion, resistance, and a reluctance to adopt the technology, even if it performs well.
Trust is the bedrock of any successful AI implementation.
You wouldn't trust a black box with your most critical decisions, so transparency is crucial.
Absolutely.
Transparency is crucial. This section explores methods for validating and verifying AI performance, including handling data imbalance, black box testing, and evaluation metrics. It's all about making sure AI performs as expected.
The verification piece.
A healthcare organization is training an AI model for medical diagnoses. The dataset has common ailments, but how would you best address data imbalance within the AI model, especially for less common conditions? Right, in critical applications like medical diagnosis, rare conditions are of immense importance, yet they're often severely underrepresented in typical datasets. This data imbalance can lead to AI models that perform exceptionally well on common ailments, but very poorly on these rare but vital cases.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Very dangerous. Potentially resulting in misdiagnoses or missed conditions. Techniques such as oversampling, duplicating instances of rare conditions, undersampling, reducing instances of common conditions, and using cost-sensitive algorithms, giving more weight to rare cases, are crucial for balancing the class distribution.
Okay.
This ensures the model is comprehensively trained and capable of accurately diagnosing diverse conditions, regardless of their prevalence.
It's about ensuring the AI doesn't overlook rare but vital diagnoses.
Because every condition, no matter how uncommon, deserves accurate attention.
Exactly.
Exactly. When source code for an AI solution is unavailable, what technique would best assist an enterprise in making inferences about how that AI solution makes decisions?
That would be black box testing.
Black box testing. Yes. Black box testing, a conventional software testing method, is exceptionally useful for evaluating AI systems when their internal mechanisms or source code are opaque or unavailable. Rather than inspecting the internal logic, black box testing involves feeding varied data inputs to the AI solution and meticulously observing its corresponding outputs.
Uh-huh.
By analyzing these input-output relationships, an organization can effectively map the AI's decision paths, understand its behavior, and identify potential issues or biases, even without knowing the underlying code.
You can't see inside, but you can understand what it does by what you put in and what you get out.
Like understanding a vending machine by pressing buttons. Very practical.
Yeah.
Very practical. When developing an AI solution, what is the main objective of dividing the data set into training, validation, and testing sets?
Dividing a data set into training, validation, and testing sets is a fundamental and critical practice in AI development. Its main objective is to prevent overfitting and ensure the model's ability to generalize.
Generalization. Yes. The training set is used for the model to learn patterns. The validation set is used for fine-tuning the model's parameters and hyperparameters, helping to optimize its performance before final evaluation. The testing set, which remains entirely unseen during training and validation, provides an unbiased evaluation of how well the model performs on genuinely new, unfamiliar data. This process ensures the model performs consistently and reliably in real-world scenarios.
It's like practicing with one set of questions, fine-tuning your study methods with another, and then taking a different real exam to see what you truly learned and if you can apply it.
That's a clear process. Exactly right.
What is the biggest challenge when using traditional code reviews to evaluate advanced, non-deterministic artificial intelligence models?
Traditional code reviews are designed for deterministic software, where logic is explicit and predictable. However, advanced non-deterministic AI models, particularly deep learning networks, operate differently.
Right.
Their decision-making processes are not encoded in easily interpretable programming instructions, but rather in complex, multidimensional mathematical matrices that represent learned patterns. These abstract representations are incredibly difficult for human programmers to interpret straightforwardly through conventional code review, making the internal workings opaque and challenging to audit or understand.
It's like trying to understand a complex dream by reading a computer's binary code.
The essence is lost in translation. That's a truly profound challenge.
Yeah, profound challenge. When performing A/B testing to evaluate different AI system outputs, what variables are most effective to modify?
Okay, A/B testing in AI aims to compare different versions of a model or system to determine which performs best. To effectively evaluate distinct outputs and behaviors, the most impactful variables to modify are those that directly influence the AI model's core learning and decision-making process. These include adjusting the dataset features, what data the model learns from, altering the model's internal structure, architecture, and tweaking its configuration settings, hyperparameters. Changes to these variables fundamentally influence how models process and interpret data, making them crucial for meaningful A/B test comparisons.
It's like experimenting with different ingredients, recipes, and oven temperatures to find the perfect cake.
Each variable has a profound impact. You're really dialing it in. Exactly.
Dialing it in, what is the most significant consequence of having access to a limited amount of data to train an artificial intelligence model?
Having access to only a limited amount of data severely hampers an AI model's ability to learn robust, generalizable patterns. When trained on insufficient data, models can produce inaccurate outputs because they haven't seen enough examples to properly understand the underlying relationships. Furthermore, limited data often means the dataset doesn't adequately represent the full diversity of real-world scenarios, leading to biased outputs that unfairly favor or disfavor certain groups. This directly impacts the reliability and fairness of the AI system.
It's like trying to learn about the entire world by only reading a single book.
Your understanding will be incomplete and potentially skewed. A serious limitation.
Yes, serious limitation. To ensure an enterprise can address changes to an artificial intelligence model's increased ability to make independent decisions, what would best ensure accountability?
As AI models gain increased autonomy and the ability to make more independent decisions, maintaining robust human oversight, or human in the loop, HITL, becomes critically important.
HITL, human in the loop.
Yes, HITL involves humans actively validating and monitoring the AI's decision-making processes, especially for high-impact outcomes or when new, independent behaviors emerge. This human intervention ensures accountability, allows for necessary course correction, and facilitates continuous learning and adaptation, particularly as the AI's capabilities and autonomy evolve.
It's about keeping humans in the driver's seat.
Even as the AI becomes a more capable co-pilot, ensuring human values remain paramount. That's a smart balance.
A smart balance. What is most crucial when evaluating an artificial intelligence framework's performance to ensure it generalizes to near information?
Generalization is the ability of an AI model to perform well on new, unseen data, not just the data it was trained on. This is a critical indicator of its real-world applicability.
Right.
When evaluating an AI framework, using a separate validation dataset is specifically designed to fine-tune the model's hyperparameters. These are configuration settings that control the learning process itself. Optimizing these hyperparameters using validation data is a crucial step to prevent overfitting and ensure that the AI model can effectively generalize and perform reliably on new information.
This step is crucial for making sure your AI isn't just a one-trick pony.
That only knows its training data, but can adapt to new challenges.
Yes. Adapt to new challenges. In an audit of an AI system used for medical diagnostic applications, which sampling method is most appropriate for ensuring that the training data is a good representation of the intended deployment population?
For sensitive applications like medical diagnostics, where accurate representation across diverse patient groups is critical for fairness and effectiveness, stratified sampling is the most appropriate method.
Stratified sampling.
Yes. This technique involves dividing the entire population into relevant subgroups or strata based on important characteristics. For example, age, gender, specific medical conditions, comorbidities. Then, samples are drawn proportionally from each subgroup. This ensures that all pertinent characteristics of the deployment population are adequately represented in the training data, mitigating bias and improving diagnostic accuracy for all patient demographics.
It's about ensuring every voice, or in this case, every medical condition and demographic, is heard and represented in the data.
Leading to a fairer and more accurate AI. That's incredibly important.
Yes, incredibly important. Let's revisit model cards, but this time specifically for testing. What's the primary purpose of using test model cards in AI testing?
Okay, test model cards. They're a form of specialized documentation that meticulously details the outcomes of a model's performance tests. They provide a comprehensive, transparent overview of the AI model's strengths, weaknesses, known limitations, potential biases, and the specific context or conditions under which it is intended to be used.
Right.
This information is invaluable for responsible deployment, helping users and auditors understand when and how to appropriately and ethically leverage the AI's capabilities and where its boundaries lie.
It's the transparency report for your AI.
Giving you the full picture of its capabilities and constraints based on rigorous testing, essential for trust and proper use.
Essential for trust and proper use. This section now examines unique security threats and vulnerabilities that AI systems face, some of which are quite distinct from traditional software.
Yeah, the AI-specific threats.
What would most likely result from malicious interference with an artificial intelligence solution during its training phase?
Malicious interference during the training phase of an AI solution, often known as data poisoning or backdoor attacks, can embed subtle errors, biases, or vulnerabilities directly into the model's core. This compromises the fundamental integrity of the model.
Right.
Once deployed, such a corrupted model can lead to unpredictable, unreliable, or even unsafe outputs in real-world scenarios. This poses significant reliability and safety concerns, especially for critical applications, as the AI's very foundation has been compromised.
It's like a sabotaged education for the AI, leading to flawed behavior.
And dangerous outcomes. A true hidden danger during the learning process, yes.
A true hidden danger. What is the most significant threat during artificial intelligence model development that uses Jupyter Notebooks?
Individual development tools like Jupyter Notebooks, while incredibly flexible and popular for AI development, can pose a significant threat of data leakage if not properly secured.
Data leakage from notebooks.
Yes. These environments often handle sensitive training data. Without robust access controls, network segregation, and proper configuration, sensitive data processed or accessed within these notebooks could unintentionally be exposed, shared, or fall into unauthorized hands, creating a substantial confidentiality risk.
It's a reminder that even convenience tools have security implications.
Absolutely. Always prioritize securing your development environments, even seemingly innocent ones.
Even seemingly innocent ones. What's the primary purpose of using prompt templates in artificial intelligence systems?
Prompt templates are a powerful tool for ensuring consistent and effective interaction with AI systems, particularly large language models. Their primary purpose is to standardize the format and structure of inputs provided to the AI.
Standardize the input.
Yes, this consistency reduces ambiguity and variability in user queries, which in turn leads to more reliable, predictable, and accurate outputs from the AI model. By guiding user input, prompt templates improve the overall performance and trustworthiness of the AI's responses,
It's like giving your AI clear, consistent instructions every single time.
minimizing misinterpretations and making its responses more reliable.
Exactly.
Making its responses more reliable. What is the best way to protect artificial intelligence systems against unauthorized access and misuse?
Implementing strong access controls and a robust encryption are fundamental, non-negotiable security measures for protecting any AI system against unauthorized access and misuse.
The fundamentals.
Yes. Access controls ensure that only authorized users, systems, and processes can interact with the AI and its data. Encryption protects data both in transit and at rest, rendering it unreadable if intercepted or accessed by unauthorized parties. Together, these two elements form a comprehensive and essential defense against a wide range of security threats.
Basic but essential cybersecurity measures.
Sometimes, the tried-and-true methods are still the best, and foundational security is paramount for AI.
Paramount for AI. Which common attack could compromise the integrity of an artificial intelligence model during development when using data provided by a data supplier? Okay, when an AI model is developed using data provided by third-party suppliers, a significant vulnerability exists during the data pre-processing stage. This is where raw data is cleaned, transformed, formatted for model training.
Right, pre-processing.
An attacker can subtly manipulate or poison this data
Mm-hmm.
during pre-processing, embedding malicious patterns or errors. This intentional alteration compromises the integrity of the training data, leading to a flawed AI model that will likely produce incorrect or biased outcomes, even if the model's architecture itself is sound,
It's like poisoning the well that feeds your AI.
leading to problems from the very beginning of its development. That's a truly insidious attack.
Yeah, truly insidious. What is the biggest concern associated with deepfakes?
The primary and most significant concern associated with the deepfakes is their potential to generate highly realistic, yet entirely fabricated audio and video content. This capability allows for the creation of convincing but deceptive content that can be used to spread misinformation on a massive scale, manipulate public opinion, impersonate individuals, and deceive the public. This poses profound implications for trust, security, and societal stability, far beyond any technical or network issues.
This is a clear and present danger to truth itself.
Blurring the lines between reality and fabrication, it's a huge challenge to our information ecosystem. Yes.
A huge challenge. What method would best protect against input manipulation threats to artificial intelligence systems?
Input manipulation threats, often a form of adversarial attack, aim to subtly alter inputs to an AI system to induce incorrect behavior. One of the most effective ways to protect against this is by using standardized templates for all inputs.
Standardized templates again.
Yes, these templates ensure that inputs are consistent, well-formatted, and often pre-sanitized before they reach the AI model. This reduces the variability and ambiguity of inputs, making it significantly more difficult for attackers to subtly inject malicious data or craft inputs that trick the AI.
It's about building a robust filter for your AI's input.
Like a strict bouncer at the door, only allowing pre-approved guests. That's smart. Yeah.
That's smart. This final operational section addresses how organizations respond to and manage incidents involving AI systems, which often present unique challenges.
Incident response for AI.
What is the most significant obstacle when detecting artificial intelligence-related incidents?
Unlike traditional software, which often produces predictable outputs and clear error codes, AI models, by their very nature, can exhibit a degree of variability and produce minor inconsistencies as part of their normal operation.
Right, the variability.
Yes. This inherent non-determinism makes it incredibly challenging to distinguish between acceptable, routine variations in output and a genuine AI-related incident. like a subtle bias attack, data corruption, or a security breach. This ambiguity significantly complicates the setting of accurate detection thresholds for incident monitoring
It's like trying to spot a broken cog in a machine that's designed to constantly shift its gears.
and produce slightly different results each time. That's a really complex detection challenge. It really is.
A complex detection challenge. What is the primary role of regression plans in artificial intelligence incident response management?
In the context of AI incident response, regression plans are fundamentally focused on recovery and continuity. Their main objective is to quickly revert the compromised AI system to a stable, previously known good state or a baseline version.
Rollback, basically.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
This swift restoration is crucial for minimizing the impact of the incident, preventing further damage, and ensuring the continuity of critical business operations. These plans are not about enhancing performance or adding new features during a crisis. They are about stabilizing the system,
It's the undo button for your AI in a crisis.
getting it back to a safe operational state as quickly as possible. That quick recovery is absolutely vital.
Absolutely vital. What aspect of documentation related to ongoing compliance should an IS auditor verify when assessing an organization's high-risk artificial intelligence system?
For high-risk AI systems, ongoing compliance isn't a one-time assessment. It's a continuous process. When an IS auditor assesses such a system, it's crucial for them to verify that robust procedures are in place for continuous operational surveillance,
Surveillance.
meaning the AI's performance, behavior, and outputs are constantly monitored. Equally important are clear procedures for critical incident reporting. This ensures that any emerging risks, anomalies, or compliance deviations are detected and addressed promptly, maintaining the AI solution's operational standards and regulatory adherence over time.
It's about seeing the living, breathing processes, not just static records.
To ensure continuous accountability, that's a much more dynamic audit approach.
Yes. Dynamic approach. When an incident response team faces issues related to the impact of an incident on personal data used in AI solutions, who would be most valuable in advising them?
When an incident involves personal data within AI solutions, the legal, ethical, and compliance implications are paramount and highly complex. Privacy experts possess specialized knowledge in data privacy regulations like GDPR, CCPA, IPA, data subject rights, consent management, and the specific implications of data breaches for personal information. Their expertise is invaluable in advising the incident response team on how to contain the breach, notify affected individuals, and ensure regulatory compliance, minimizing legal and reputational fallout.
When it's about personal data, you need the privacy specialists on the line.
Because they understand the unique legal and ethical nuances. They're
Oh.
critical. Absolutely.
They're critical. What is an essential element of an artificial intelligence breach response policy?
The ability to respond swiftly and effectively is critical to minimizing the damage from any data breach, especially those involving AI systems. An essential element of an AI breach response policy is therefore establishing a clear, predefined protocol for immediate incident reporting and subsequent response actions.
A clear protocol.
Yes. This ensures that all relevant stakeholders, from technical teams to legal and PR, know their roles and the precise steps to take when a breach occurs, enabling a coordinated and rapid containment and recovery effort.
Preparation is everything when facing an AI breach.
A clear plan ensures a swift, synchronized defense. That's true for any crisis.
Yeah. True for any crisis.
Yeah.
What is the best approach to ensure artificial intelligence considerations are effectively incorporated into an enterprise's incident response strategy?
AI systems possess unique characteristics. Their black box nature, susceptibility to model drift, potential for algorithmic bias that traditional incident response plans are often not equipped to handle.
Right.
Therefore, the best approach is to customize existing protocols specifically to address these AI-related challenges. This customization must involve relevant AI-specific stakeholders, including data scientists, AI ethicists, legal experts, to ensure a comprehensive and effective response that addresses the nuances of AI incidents.
Your incident response plan needs to evolve with your technology.
One size definitely does not fit all in the world of AI. No way.
No way. What is the most significant obstacle in resolving artificial intelligence-specific incidents compared to traditional software incidents?
Resolving AI incidents often presents a significantly greater obstacle compared to traditional software issues. While conventional software can frequently be fixed with a quick patch or an update, rectifying problems in AI models, especially large and complex ones, often necessitates retraining the models.
Retraining again.
Yes. This retraining is an incredibly resource-intensive and time-consuming process, requiring substantial computational power, large data sets, and specialized expertise. This inherent resource demand makes AI incident resolution inherently more complex and prolonged.
Fixing an AI isn't like updating an app, it's often more like rebuilding it from the ground up.
A much more involved process, that's a significant difference. It really is.
Significant difference. How best describes how containment strategies for artificial intelligence-related incidents differ from containment strategies for conventional incidents.
AI systems are typically highly complex, often distributed across multiple interconnected systems, and deeply integrated with vast amounts of data. This inherent complexity means that containment strategies for AI incidents are far more nuanced than simply isolating or shutting down a conventional system, which might cause significant operational disruption.
Okay.
Effective AI containment requires a multifaceted approach, including rigorous data validation for both inputs and outputs, meticulous data sanitization, and precise access management across all interconnected components to prevent further spread or misuse.
It's a delicate operation, not just a simple flick of a switch.
You need precision surgical tools, not just a hammer. That's a great distinction.
For a great distinction.
AI auditing tools and techniques, ensuring accountability.
All right, this final section explores the specific tools, methodologies, and considerations for auditing AI systems effectively. This is all about ensuring accountability and, well, responsible AI.
Closing the loop with assurance.
What is the primary purpose of cataloging artificial intelligence systems in an organization?
A comprehensive inventory of AI systems provides crucial visibility for both management and auditors. Its primary purpose is not punitive, but rather to create a clear understanding of where and how AI is currently deployed within the organization, its functionalities, and its impact.
Getting visibility.
Exactly. This transparency is absolutely essential for effective governance, robust risk management, and ensuring compliance. It allows the organization to responsibly manage its AI assets and understand the current state of its AI landscape.
You can't manage what you don't know you have.
And an AI inventory is your map to this new digital terrain. That's a fundamental step.
Fundamental step. When evaluating the design of an AI recruitment automation solution to mitigate potential biases, what critical steps should an IS auditor focus on to most effectively ensure equity?
For sensitive applications like recruitment automation, which directly impact individuals' lives and opportunities, proactively auditing for bias before the AI solution is deployed is absolutely critical.
Before deployment.
Yes. This forward-looking approach helps to identify and mitigate any potential biases embedded within the algorithm or its training data early in the development lifecycle. This ensures alignment with ethical standards and promotes fairness and equity, preventing discriminatory outcomes that could otherwise cause significant harm and reputational damage once in operation.
It's about building equity in from the start.
Not trying to fix a discriminatory system after it's already caused harm. That's a truly ethical imperative.
An ethical imperative. What type of expertise is necessary for an auditor who performs judgmental sampling during artificial intelligence audits to select appropriate data samples for evaluating bias outcomes and reviewing training data?
Judgmental sampling relies heavily on the auditor's expertise and informed judgment to select data points that are most likely to reveal specific issues, such as biases. For AI audits, this requires deep knowledge not just of AI principles, but critically, of the specific domain or field in which the AI application operates.
The domain knowledge.
Exactly. Healthcare, finance, HR, whatever it is. This domain-specific understanding allows the auditor to anticipate how potential biases might manifest, identify high-risk data subsets, and make informed choices for sample selection to effectively evaluate bias outcomes and review training data.
You need to understand the context to find the hidden problems.
It's about combining auditing skill with industry-specific insight for true effectiveness.
Yeah.
True effectiveness.
This segment covers techniques auditors use to test AI systems, including different sampling methods and comparison testing.
Audit testing specifics.
Which sampling method is best suited for an auditor examining a large data set in an artificial intelligence system to ensure bias concerns have been addressed?
When the specific objective is to identify and address bias concerns within a large AI dataset, judgment-based sampling is often the most effective method.
Judgment-based.
Yes. Unlike purely random sampling, judgment-based sampling allows the auditor to leverage their expertise and knowledge of potential bias points to intentionally select samples that are most likely to reveal issues or confirm diversity and fairness. This strategic selection helps to uncover subtle or systemic biases that might be missed by random methods, especially within very large, complex data sets.
It's about being strategic in your search for potential problems.
Honing in on the areas most likely to reveal bias. That's a targeted approach.
A targeted approach. How can a comparison testing method be used to assess different aspects of an artificial intelligence model's dataset?
Comparison testing in AI is a powerful method to understand the model's behavior and sensitivity. When assessing different aspects of an AI model's dataset, this method often involves systematically altering specific data attributes. For example, changing demographic information in a loan application dataset, or modifying medical symptoms.
Tweaking the inputs.
Exactly. And then meticulously observing how these changes impact the AI model's outputs or decisions. This controlled experimentation helps to evaluate the influence of particular data points or features on decision-making and identify any sensitivities or biases within the model,
It's like running controlled experiments on the data to see cause and effect.
giving you a deeper understanding of the AI's internal logic. It's a great way to uncover hidden behaviors.
Uncover hidden behaviors. This section focuses on innovative methods for collecting evidence during AI audits, such as OCR and data scraping.
Leveraging tech for audits.
What would be the main benefit for the IS audit team when employing optical character recognition or OCR technology to refine data collection during an audit?
Optical character recognition, OCR technology, it's incredibly beneficial for audit teams because it automates the conversion of image-based text like scanned documents, PDFs, photos of records into machine-readable formats. For auditors dealing with vast volumes of paper documents or non-digitized records, OCR significantly speeds up the process of extracting relevant information. This not only enhances efficiency, but also improves the accuracy of data entry and processing, making the overall audit evidence collection process much more streamlined and reliable.
It's about turning pictures into usable data fast.
Allowing auditors to spend less time on manual data entry and more on analysis, that's a huge efficiency gain.
Huge efficiency gain. Which of the following is the best method for collecting website data to be processed by a large language model used to evaluate audit evidence?
Data scraping.
Scraping.
Yes, data scraping is specifically designed to automatically extract and aggregate large volumes of information from websites in a structured manner. For large language models, which thrive on vast amounts of text data for analysis and pattern recognition, data scraping is an exceptionally efficient and practical way to gather the necessary audit evidence from web-based sources.
Okay.
It collects disparate web content into a centralized location, making it readily available for the LLM to process and evaluate for audit purposes,
It's like having a digital assistant that gathers all the information from the web for you.
making sure your LLM has all the material it needs. Very efficient for large-scale data. Yeah.
Very efficient. What is fundamental for ensuring high data quality during interviews for collecting artificial intelligence inventory information?
To ensure high data quality and to enable effective analysis and comparison of responses when collecting AI inventory information through interviews, using a consistent and standardized set of questions for all interviewees is absolutely fundamental.
Standardized questions.
Yes. This consistency ensures uniformity in the data collected, minimizes subjective interpretations, and makes it significantly easier to compare responses across different departments or stakeholders. It allows for clearer identification of patterns, gaps, and insights into AI usage across the organization.
It's about comparing apples to apples when you're gathering information.
Ensuring your data is reliable and actionable. That consistency is key. Absolutely.
Consistency is key. What would be a primary concern when using speech-to-text tools to aggregate data during audit interviews?
Okay, when using speech-to-text tools to transcribe sensitive audit interviews, a primary concern revolves around how the tool processes the audio files for conversion. Many such tools leverage cloud-based services, meaning the audio data is transmitted off-site to third-party servers for processing.
Offsite processing,
Yes, this off-site handling can introduce significant data integrity and privacy risks. It raises questions about data security during transit and storage, and depending on the jurisdiction and data residency laws, it could also create complex legal and regulatory compliance issues.
It's not just about what's said, but how it's transcribed and where that sensitive voice data goes.
In the process, a crucial privacy and compliance concern, definitely.
Social concern. This section covers methods for ensuring the quality of data used in AI and managing issues like hallucinations.
Data quality and hallucinations.
What is the best way to ensure that the training data for an artificial intelligence model is obtained in accordance with legal requirements?
Given the often opaque nature of AI model development, especially with black box techniques, transparency and obtaining explicit consent are absolutely imperative for ensuring that training data is acquired legally.
Consent.
Yes, the best practice is to obtain clear, informed consent from individuals or entities prior to using their data for AI training. This not only ensures legal compliance, particularly for personal or proprietary data, but also builds trust and demonstrates a commitment to ethical data practices from the very outset.
It's about respecting privacy and ensuring a rock-solid legal foundation for using sensitive information.
To train your AI, that's the ethical and legal starting point, yes.
Starting point. Which data quality dimensions best verifies that data has not been mishandled or incorrectly modified?
That would be accuracy, consistency, and completeness.
The trio.
Yes, these three data quality dimensions are fundamental for verifying data integrity and ensuring that data has not been mishandled or incorrectly modified. Accuracy ensures the data is precise and reflects the true state. Consistency ensures uniformity across datasets and over time. Completeness verifies all required data is present. Together, they provide strong assurance that the data is trustworthy, reliable, and has not been corrupted or tampered with, which is essential for reliable AI outputs.
It's the data equivalent of a triple check.
Ensuring the integrity and reliability of your information, all three together, give you a complete picture.
Yeah.
Complete picture.
Yeah. What is the most significant obstacle to identifying contaminated data within large artificial intelligence training datasets?
The sheer size and complex multi-stage pipelines of large AI training datasets present a significant obstacle to identifying contaminated data. Throughout the data lifecycle, collection, ingestion, pre-processing, storage, there are numerous access points where harmful, malicious, or erroneous data can be inadvertently or intentionally introduced.
So many entry points.
Exactly. This distributed nature and the multitude of handling points make it incredibly challenging to pinpoint exactly where and when contamination occurred, significantly hindering effective detection and remediation efforts.
It's like finding a needle in a haystack, but the haystack is constantly growing and being handled by many different people.
Making it even harder to pinpoint. A truly complex data challenge.
It is. Complex challenge. Which approach would most effectively manage hallucinations generated by artificial intelligence solutions?
Hallucinations occur when an AI, particularly generative models, produces plausible but factually incorrect or nonsensical information. One of the most effective approaches to manage this is by applying strict constraints to both the inputs the AI receives and the outputs it generates.
Input and output constraints.
Yes, input constraints guide the AI towards relevant and factual information, reducing its propensity to invent. Output constraints, on the other hand, act as a filter or validation layer, checking generated responses for factual accuracy or coherence before they are presented, thereby ensuring greater reliability and trustworthiness.
It's about giving the AI clear guardrails to keep its responses grounded in reality.
And prevent it from going off into imaginative tangents. That's a crucial control point, yes.
Crucial control point. This final part of the deep dive covers how audit findings are presented and how AI itself can contribute to auditing. It's about closing the loop and leveraging AI's own capabilities.
Bringing it all together.
What is a main benefit of using sentiment analysis in assessing artificial intelligence systems?
Sentiment analysis is a valuable tool for assessing AI systems because it can process large volumes of text, data, social media, customer reviews, employee feedback, forum discussions to gauge the underlying feelings, attitudes, and impressions of stakeholders.
Understanding the feeling.
Yes. For AI systems, this provides invaluable insights into public perception, user acceptance, satisfaction, and areas of concern related to the AI's impact on the enterprise. It moves beyond purely technical metrics to understand the human experience and trust in the AI.
It's like taking the emotional pulse of how people are reacting to your AI.
Giving you a qualitative layer of insight that goes beyond just numbers.
Exactly.
Beyond numbers, what is the main function of advisory reports in artificial intelligence audits?
While traditional audits often focus on confirming compliance or identifying deviations, advisory reports in AI audits serve a distinct and proactive function. They go beyond mere findings to act as a consultative tool, offering actionable recommendations, best practices, and strategic guidance to management.
Guidance, not just findings.
Exactly. Their primary purpose is to help improve AI-related processes, strengthen risk management frameworks, and optimize the AI solutions themselves, contributing to the organization's strategic objectives.
It's about providing a roadmap for improvement, not just a list of findings.
Helping organizations navigate the future of AI. That's a real value add.
Real value add. To ensure the effective communication and prompt resolution of findings in an artificial intelligence audit, what would best achieve this? To ensure that AI audit findings are effectively communicated and promptly resolved, it's crucial to connect them directly to their associated risk evaluations. This clarifies the impact of each finding.
Linking findings to risk.
Yes. Furthermore, establishing clear, actionable timelines for remediation assigns accountability and creates a sense of urgency. This structured approach facilitates clear communication between the audit team and management, drives accountability, and promotes rapid remediation by outlining a precise path forward,
It's about turning observations into clear calls to action.
ensuring that valuable audit insights lead to tangible improvements. That's how you get things done.
Get things done.
Yeah.
How would you help integrate the use of artificial intelligence into audit processing and reporting itself?
Integrating AI into the auditing process involves developing AI algorithms specifically designed to automate repetitive and routine audit tests. This strategic application of AI frees up human auditors from mundane, time-consuming tasks.
Freeing up auditors.
Exactly. It allows them to focus their expertise on higher value, strategic analysis, interpreting complex patterns, and identifying emerging risks. This shift reduces redundancies, improves efficiency, minimizes human error, and ultimately leads to more insightful and effective audits, aligning with goals of enhanced automation and advanced analytics.
It's about leveraging AI to make audits smarter and more effective.
Transforming auditors into strategic advisors rather than just data checkers. That's a powerful evolution.
Indeed, a
Sure.
powerful evolution. Wow, what a deep dive into the world of AI, governance, operations, and auditing. We've truly unpacked so many crucial considerations, from understanding basic AI types and their inherent risks to managing complex operational challenges and even, yeah, leveraging AI to audit AI.
We covered a lot of ground.
We did. You now have, I think, a solid understanding of these key areas and the critical questions organizations are grappling with.
Indeed. And the landscape of AI is constantly evolving, right?
Yeah.
But the principles of responsible deployment, robust management, and diligent oversight, they remain paramount.
Absolutely.
We hope these insights provide you with a clear roadmap for navigating the complexities and, frankly, the immense opportunities that AI presents. It's a field that demands both innovation and incredibly careful stewardship.
Careful stewardship, I like that.
Mhm.
As we consider all this, it truly makes you wonder if AI is becoming so deeply integrated into every facet of our lives, how might our understanding of human and machine accountability continue to blur in the future? And, what new frameworks will we need to develop to manage that evolving, intertwined relationship?
That's the big question looking forward, isn't it?
It really is something to think about. Until next time, keep digging deeper.